Hi, this is Steve, Dichroic Glassman. It's been a while since I made any videos. Well, during this time off, I've been doing a lot of things. Thinking, regrouping, of course, making things, other things. Thinking about what I can do to my website, to get back to my website and make it better. And in the idea of making it better, I really want to address teaching more than ever. Really looking at utilizing Skype perhaps as being my platform to where I can teach. Right now one-on-one, one-to-one, and then later perhaps on a bigger basis, more phone numbers. Of course, you know when you have Skype, you have to have a phone number. Check into Skype. I'm on Skype, and we could start talking on video right now, and we can start addressing these issues that you might have towards stained glass or fused glass. This is a panel that I'm finishing up right now, and I'm putting a lead edge on it, and it dawned on me, a lot of people have always had questions. Even though I have a couple videos up on YouTube, they keep asking questions. So I'm going to look at this. I'm putting I'll cut a piece off of the end. I stretched a piece of lead in order to do this. And as you can see, it's what they call U-shaped lead. It's shaped like a U. You stretch it in your lead stretcher, and what I like to do is I like to nail a strip down. You can see this, I'll try to loosen up my camera here. You can see this strip that I've done here. It allows me to press my window against the strip while I'm putting on my lead edge. As I turn my window, as you can see, feeding the lead from over on this end, coming in straight. You can see the lead coming in out here. What I do is I pull it against and turn. This is called a Fydd. You can use any kind of an instrument, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to flatten down my lead. I like the lead to hug the glass. You don't want to press too tight or you'll break the glass. So far I haven't been soldering. I'm just taking the lead, the loose lead, and turning my window. So now what I want to do before it gets away from me, before the lead gets loose, you might notice here I've had little solder balls. It's what I do a lot on my windows. People ask me, why do I do that? And that's so that with one hand as I hold the window, the other one, I'm soldering my panel. So when I put these little solder balls, let's zoom in on that. You could see them. You could see this one right here. It's a little solder ball. You can now see them a little bit better. And then I drag them over. That way, I've got the solder already there. Don't have enough hands to do the work, so I make the best out of it. So as I turn my window, again, I want my lead to hug the panel. So I take my Fydd, or this wooden instrument, and I'm just laying it down gently so that it hugs my glass, creates a nice tight bond, so that it doesn't have a wide gap in between the lead and the glass, because stained glass has varying thicknesses. As you'll notice, the more you do lead, or more you do stained glass and then putting lead around it like this, like a border, you'll notice the differences, that some glass is thicker than others, especially the clear textures. So as I finish up my lead around the panel, I'm going to turn it all the way around and sort of fast forward this. Now this lead is hugging in here tightly because I kind of pressed it against the wood. These are called lead nippers or lead dikes. And once you buy a good pair, you only want to use them for that. You do not use these for wire cutting, for anything else other than lead. It's very important that there's two sides to the lead dikes. you'll see this inside here and then an outside. Lead people, I don't do lead, I only do copper foil. Lead people probably have a better interpretation of what I'm going to say. But you'll see a flat side to the lead dikes and this inside. When you cut the lead from this side, you'll notice that it cuts it out on an angle. When you cut it on this side, it'll cut it flat, perpendicular. So I'm going to take the flat side of the dikes and come into the inside of where I want my, let's see here, so you can make sure you can see me. I want that cut to fit nice and straight up to my other cut. I'll get my fingers out of the way. So, just going to take this and iron it down a little bit so that it walks right into the previous. I only use can-filled flux. So you notice I'm not using the liquid. That way I've got to achieve, by holding this up against that wooden, piece of molding, that it's acted as a third hand. I'm always looking for ways to simplify my processes to get the best accuracy. And isn't it about confidence? Isn't the whole thing about confidence anyway? When you're confident in yourself, that in itself makes the speed that you've been looking for. People say, well, how fast are you? I wish they would say, well, how confident are you? And I would say, well, I'm very confident. And it shows up in the speed of the windows that I make. This is a one-day window for me. And but that's because I'm confident in my own abilities. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to touch up all the solder that I didn't join, all these little points. Make sure that my edge is nice and rolled down so that you can see that this lead is right firmly against my glass. I'm also going to have to solder the back. I have two little pockets right here. My fingers are sticking through. And on the other side as well, right here. So I'm going to have to pay careful attention to how I solder the inside. You want to pile it up. Maybe I'll do a video on that one as well. But basically, I want to talk about the idea of sending people to my website at dikroicglassman.com. I'd like to have them sign up and start trading some information about what I can do to help teach you. I'm going to be offering a fusing lesson plan that I've been talking about for years. Well, I'm ready to do it now. Live in person, one-on-one. Haven't established what rates I'm going to charge yet. Need a little bit more research. If you got some feedback on it, please let me know. I've seen some ridiculous prices out there for teaching. Fusing glass as well as stained glass. I've seen fused glass classes as high as $400. And that's for a beginning class. Well, let's don't talk about all that right now. Let's just talk about this idea that I welcome your questions, your ideas. Go to my website, respond to YouTube by email, or go to my website, dikroicglassman.com. And please let me know what your feelings are about what areas that you're having difficulty in. In stained glass, I only do copper foil. And in fused glass, I only do cabochons, jewelry type, pendants and such. And we're not talking bowls, we're just talking small kiln firings, like this. This is a pendant I wear around my neck. Not being able to see it really well, let's see. If I could put some, get it diffused. Yeah, this is a cool one. I like wearing this one. So, anyway, get back with me. Hey, glad I'm back, and I hope you are too. Hope you're having a good day. Bye-bye.